Hello guys, kindly check this application out. When I click any of the letters, I get this corresponding image. You can see, guys. Okay, so let's do this using NavLink from React Router DOM. If you want to type along with me, kindly install npm install React Router DOM. Okay, so that is that. If we all said and done, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 4 folders in our SRC folder. Let's call the first one assets. Let's call the second one the assets. I have it here already because of the images. Okay, I have the images prepared already. So that is that with the assets folder. So that is that. Let's go back and create the next one, which is what? Components. Then let's go back and create another folder called data. Then the last one, pages. Good. So that is that. Now done with the asset folder. Now let's go to the components folder. Let's create a file and call it main page. .js. Inside that array fce, instead of ordinary div, why don't we give React a fragment? So inside that we have a section and a div with a hello with a p tag to say hello. Let's link this main page to the app.js to view on the screen. Go to the app.js, then we call main page. Good, it has been imported for us, so that is that. Now let's check our screen if we got hello. You can see, guys, we got hello on the screen. It means we're ready to go. So what do? Let's reposition everything. This is mobile first. Good, now we are good to go. Now the next thing is to get populate our data. Okay, so we go to the data page, then call create a file and call it letter data.js. So here we say the export const letter data. Okay, so inside that we can have our first data. So I say alphabet A, then the path, let's give it what? Slash. Okay, so let's prepare this thing all the way to L. Okay, so let's do that. Good, so that is that, guys. We have our A, B, C, D, E all the way to L. Okay, so that is that. Now what we're going to do next is to bring this data to the page. Okay, so let's go back to the main page, take the hello off, then import our data. Okay, let's make it bigger. Good, so we say import letter data from where? From the letter data folder. Okay, so that is that. Now to bring it to the page, we need to use mapping techniques. Okay, so let's go our GSS and say letter data dot what map into bracket. That should give us what? An item comma index. That should give us a function inside that to return what? A div. Good, a div, and that div should give us our key. Good, so that is that. Good, so inside that we have a span tag to say what? Let's call our item.alphabet. Item.alphabet. Good, like that. You can see, guys, we got A, B, C all the way to L. This a little. Let's give it some class names. Good, so over here we say you come here and give it a class name. We say class name. Class name. Let's give it what? Let's make our class name dynamic. Okay, so let's use the dynamic quotes down the escape button. Okay, no, first let's call the bracket, then we call the dynamic quote. Then we say text 6XL. And what next? Let's give it some border, then some color, BG blue 500. Then what else? Make it uppercase. Good. Uppercase, then yeah. So that is that. Good. Good. So next, what do we do next? Next, let's we need the layout. Okay, let's get the layout for the whole that box shaped layout. Okay, so to do that, we go to our CSS to do that. Okay, so let's go to our main div, which is this div, and give it a class name and call layout. So let's go to CSS, then say dot layout dot layout. So inside that we say display what? Grid. Then inside that I want us to use grid template areas. Okay, so we say grid template columns. Let's repeat 400 pixels. Okay, 400 pixels. The next one repeat 400 pixels, which is the row side to the same thing. Then the grid template areas, let's use the A, B, C, D, E, F. You see there. What I want you to look at is the where I put the P, meaning this is the middle region. That's very, very important. So that is why we are using this grid template area, so that we can get the middle region, so that we can use the middle region. So that is that. Now next thing to do is to assign. You can see, guys, so we need to use the middle region. So next thing we need to do is to get the allocate all the all the alphabets to class names. Okay, so let's call the first one A. So for A, we say give it grid area A. Okay, so class name A, give it grid area A. So we do likewise for all the class names. Look for B to give it grid area B. Okay, so let's do that. So like I said, we've done it for B2, C, grid area C, D. So that is that. Now we need to call these class names in the main page. Okay, so when we go back to the main page, we need to go and call the class names. And the class names, that's why we made this class name dynamic, so that we can call the class names over here. So we just say add the $, then call the bracket, then we say item dot alphabet. Okay. Let's run it and see if there's any issue. You can see, guys, we are having the listen area, but a little issue with, I think, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So let's check G. Let's go back to the data and see what is happening to G. A, B, C, E, F, G. Yeah, okay. G, we don't have G, we have number here, so I'll just correct that. Sorry about that, guys. G. So that is that. You see, our this thing is solved. So that is that. What do we do next? Now, next we need to create all the pages. All the pages A, B, C, D. They all have a page, and we need to also center the alphabets too. So to center them, let's create a CSS file. CSS file and CSS class and call it centered. So we just say centered. Then inside that we can say display flex, justify content center, and align item center. Okay, so that is that. So let's call this centers class inside our class name. So over here we can say centered. So that is that. Next to do is to create the other class names, all the pages for all the letters. Okay, so we go back to the pages, then create the first one. We say letter A.js. So inside the REFCE, instead of ordinary div, why don't you use React.fragment? Good. So inside that we have a div and a p tag to say, we say hello, but instead of hello we need an image tag. Okay, so that we can call our images. let's call our images. Okay, so we say, so instead of hello, we say img. Then we call the first one, which is we are saying the a image. Then we close the tag. So let's import the a image. Okay, good. So that is that. I've imported the a image. So that is that. So we are going to do likewise for all of them, like we do for B, do for C, and the rest. Okay. Okay. So let's even give it a class name at once. Okay. The images. I need the images to have a size of. Let's give it a class name. Okay. So let's give it a class name and call it letter image. Okay, so the class name for letter image, let's go to CSS, then create the size for the image, or we can even hold on for now, we'll do that later. So now let's create the same thing for everyone. Okay, the last one, L file letter L.js. Change that to L image L letter L and L. Good. So that is that. I think we're done with all the pages. So now we need to put all the pages together. Okay, so we create another component called letter page. So let's go to our components and create a letter page. So over here we can say create a file and call it letter page. Letter page.js to RAFCE. Instead of ordinary div, let's give it React fragment. Good. So inside that we say hello. Now what we're going to do in this page is to import all the pages over here. Okay, so first let's get our routes and route from React route DOM. Make it bigger. Good. So we have our routes. Next, what do we need? We need the route. Let's call the route. Sorry. ROU routes. Good. So inside that we can now have the route. ROUTE, which is self-closed. So that is that. So now let's call all the components into the route. So let's take the first one, which is what route, then give it the path, then you give it the element, which is what letter A. So let's do that for all of them. Yeah, so we're done for B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Good. Now next is to import the components for all of them. So we say, so we import letter A from pages and letter A. So likewise for L. So that is that to the importing. So next to do is to link the main page to the app.js with browser router. Okay, so let's go to the what's the name, the app.js. Okay, then call browser router here. Okay, so browser router is ready. Let's put the main page inside the browser router. Okay, so we say browser router. Instead I will put the main page inside. Okay, so that is that. So I think this should work. So now let's test our app out, and we say /b. Okay, B+B, we wouldn't see anything. Okay, because we can't see the page. So I need to put the page that we did, the list letter page. Let's put it somewhere below our layout. Okay, so let's go to our layout. Let's go to the main page and call the after this div. Okay, let's create another div here, then call the what's the name, the layout. Okay, so we say letter page. So we say letter page. Okay, let's import it. Okay, it has been imported for us. So as you can see, guys, you see the image. So B give us a ball, give it to next one, which is G give us a giraffe. You can see, guys. So what we're going to do next is to what now we're going to bring this what's the name, the giraffe to the middle here using absolute. Okay, so that is another task we need to do. The next thing also to make this links, these alphabets using NavLink to make it link to the page. Okay, so let's do the NavLink first. Let's over here, let's call NavLink. So before the span, let's call NavLink. That is that. Over here I can cut the span, then call NavLink. NavLink. And put the span inside there. Now let's import NavLink. So we import NavLink from where? From React router DOM. Good. Okay. Now the NavLink should have this a path. So we say to where to let's give it item dot what? Oh, sorry. Item dot path. When you check the data, we have our path there. This thing. We check the data. You can see we have the path being given there, so we just call it dynamically. Okay, so we go back to the main page again. Yes, goodness. Okay, sorry. This is 2. Let's take one off. So that is that. Let's rerun it. You can see. So this thing is working. There you can see all the letters are working. If you click, okay, all of them are working now. So that is that. Now next thing to do is to our image, let's make it a class name. I said let's give the image a class name. So the image, where is this class name? We have the class name here. This one, letter image. So let's copy that and create that, the size of the image. So we can go to the CSS, app.css, good. Then call the image. So over here we can say dot image, letter image. Let's give it what? Width 200 and height 200. Okay, so that is that work for the images. Now let's shift the image to the center of the layout. Okay, so to do that we call what's the name? Let's close this. Let's go to components main page. Now in the main page, let's get the we have it down here. Good. So let's give this a class name. It's going to be class name equals what? So this is going to be absolute. Or better still, since we are working from the CSS back, see we are apps.css, so let's give it a class name. So we do the movement from the from the app.css. So let's call it letter page position. Okay, so letter page position, this is going to be what letter page position, and the section over here, since this is the mother, okay, so this is going to be our what relative, so we can say class name here and give it relative. So that is that. So now let's go to the app.css, then create the class name for the letter page position. Copy that and go to the app.css, then go down here, letter page position. So inside that we say give us position absolute, top 100, left 100, width 200, and height 200. Okay, let's check that out. Good, you can see guys, it moves to the center of the page. So that is that, guys. Now when we check it again, you can see guys, it's working. So now let's create a class name for our NavLink to get the active class. Okay, so to do that, let's go back to the the main page. Good. So inside the main page, inside the NavLink, we continue with the class name. We give it the active to get the active link. Good. So over here we say class name, when it's active, give it what? The active link, otherwise give it a normal link. So we create a class name called active link and normal link over here. So we go up here, then say const active link equals, let's give it some class names, font bold, text white. Now let's is the what's the name there, normal link. So the normal link, let's give it empty. So that is that. So when we run it, we will see the active link is now has font bold and text white. You can see guys. So that is that. So let's make our app responsive, then we can say cheers. Okay, so let's bring it to the middle. So I come to the mother div where the section is, and I can say MX auto width for 5th, then empty, give it 28. So now how about bigger screen? Now bigger screen, let's use the MD. So we say at medium screen, make the width 1/5 and make the MX auto. Okay, so let's check it out. You can see guys. So that is that. Thank you for sticking to. Please don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next one. We say peace.